is Jocelyn Mercer, nee Cossart, a member of the Cossart family. My grandfather started the business in 1906 and it's been operated by a member of the Cossart family ever since. We had our 100th anniversary a few years ago and we had a family gathering here. The 10th of January 2011 was a big surprise. Water started coming up in the footpath, and previous years we sort of hadn't ever had too much of a problem. We'd had a little bit of water in, but we just swept it out. So we didn't worry too much, and then more and more and more water started coming in, and I went upstairs together with Ben Love, the young lad that helps us during the school holidays, and he and I went upstairs, and the other two members of staff were downstairs, and I just called out to them, "Oh, I think it'd be a good idea if you closed the door." So they closed the door, and by the time they had the door closed, the water was halfway up the door, and they had to try and get out to the back, because the only exit really was to Schofield Street, because the water was too high in Russell Street. So they went through. They managed to get into the corner where we're standing. One of them did, and the other one was in the far corner, and I called out to them, "I think you'd better start trying to get it out, because the force of the water had subsided." And I said, "Oh, well, I think you should get out to Schofield Street." So they managed to get out into Schofield Street, and then Ben and I were upstairs. And we were upstairs there for a while. We were perfectly all right. And then Ben said, "I think the floor is going to go." He said, "I can feel it moving." And I said, "Well, yes, I'd noticed that too." He said to me, "Climb down on the bench that was near the steps." So I climbed down on the bench, and he came after me, and then he said to me, "Oh, just jump across." I said, "Oh, Ben, I can't jump." So I said, "Oh, don't worry." He said, just go upstairs and get a plank, and you can walk across the water and the steps." So I went up and got a plank and put it across, and he helped me across the plank, and we then got down into the water. The water wasn't as forceful then as it had been. Movement we noticed on the floor of the upstairs, the mezzanine floor, was the cupboards underneath going. Took all the cupboards underneath with it. But anyway, we managed to get out, and Ben's only 15, but he was great. He helped me down, and he said, "Now hang on to the wall, the brackets on the wall as you go out." And he said, "When you get outside, hang on to the pipes coming down from the hotel." So I did, and we both exited the building, and very wet, water up to my shoulders, and very dirty water too. And we exited the building. And I was very, very cold when I got out, and so I said to them, I'm going up to Katie's, and my handbag had gone, and so Robert loaned me some money, and I went up to Katie's and got a dry set of clothes. And it was a big improvement. It took a while to get going again. We sort of didn't have any stock, of course, or very much, and we had to clean out the building, and Robert sort of had to come down and clean and we sort of swept it out, and he had a wheelbarrow, and someone had a gurney, and there were a lot of helpers who came and helped us get the building cleaned first. And of course then we had to get quotes for the repairs and that sort of thing. So it was quite a while before we could get established and get the insurance, and we have now decided that saddlery wasn't as viable as it used to be, so we're not going into saddlery anymore, but we still sell lots of leatherwork and for people doing their own leatherwork. So, but it was a traumatic experience. We lost, I lost my handbag, and we lost the old fridge and everything. That pretty well the building was wiped out, and so we had to start again, and it took a long time, but now we're established again and able to operate. So we're quite happy with the building. It's all been redone inside, and so it's good.